As you know, the UK left the EU political structures and the European Parliament on January 31st in 2020. Now, Brexiteers blame the government for not implementing Brexit properly, and others want the UK to join the EU again. But the EU, of course, moved forward after Brexit. So, in the next weeks, I will make a test here on this channel by bringing news about the EU in my midday videos. With that, I want to help people keep informed what the UK left there and what people want to return to make informed decisions and give it a more fact-based approach. And since my magazine channel is reserved for information on the development of the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine for the time being, that is another reason for doing this on this channel. But I anyway believe that exactly my audience on this channel needs to get this kind of information. And have a look for the new EU playlist, of course. The European Commission has last week designated for the first time 6 gatekeepers: Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, ByteDance, Meta and Microsoft under the Digital Markets Act, the DMA. In total, 22 core platform services provided by gatekeepers have been designated. The 6 gatekeepers will now have 6 months to ensure full compliance with the DMA obligations for each of their designated core platform services. Under the DMA, the European Commission can designate digital platforms as so-called gatekeepers if they provide an important gateway between businesses and consumers in relation to core platform services. Last week's designation decisions follow a 45-day review process conducted by the Commission after the notification by Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, ByteDance, Meta, Microsoft and Samsung of their potential status as gatekeepers. In particular, the Commission has established gatekeeper status with respect to some specific core platform services. In parallel, the Commission has opened 4 market investigations to further assess Microsoft's and Apple's submissions, arguing that despite meeting the thresholds, some of their core platform services do not qualify as gateways. With Microsoft, it's Bing, Edge and Microsoft Advertising. With Apple, it's iMessage. And under the DMA, these investigations aim to ascertain whether a sufficiently substantiated rebuttal presented by the companies demonstrate that services in question should not be designated. The investigation should be completed within a maximum of 5 months. In addition, the Commission has opened a market investigation to further assess whether Apple's iPad OS should be designated as gatekeeper despite not meeting the thresholds. Under the DMA, this investigation should be completed within a maximum of 12 months. In addition, the Commission has concluded that although Gmail, Outlook.com and Samsung Internet Browser meet the thresholds under the DMA to qualify as gatekeeper, Alphabet, Microsoft and Samsung provided sufficiently justified arguments showing that these services do not qualify as gateways for the respective core platform services. Therefore, the Commission decided not to designate Gmail, Outlook.com and Samsung Internet Browser as core platform services. It follows that Samsung is not designated as gatekeeper with respect to any core platform services. Following their designation, gatekeepers have now 6 months to comply with a full list of do's and don'ts under the DMA, offering more choice and more freedom to end users and business users of the gatekeeper services. However, some of the obligations will start applying as of designation. For example, the obligation to inform the Commission of any intended concentration. It is for the designated companies to ensure and demonstrate effective compliance. To this end, as I said, they have 6 months to submit a detailed compliance report in which they outline how they comply with each of the obligations of the DMA. The Commission will monitor the effective implementation of and compliance with these obligations. In case a gatekeeper does not comply with the obligations laid down by the DMA, The Commission can impose fines up to 10% of the company's total worldwide turnover, which can go up to 20% in case of repeated infringement. In case of systematic infringements, the Commission is also empowered to adopt additional remedies, such as obliging a gatekeeper to sell a business or a part of it, or banning a gatekeeper from acquisitions of additional services related to the systemic non-compliance. In the future, additional companies could submit notifications to the Commission under the DMA based on their self-assessment with respect to the relevant thresholds. In this context, the Commission maintains constructive discussions with all relevant companies. The DMA aims at preventing gatekeepers from imposing unfair conditions on businesses and end users, and at ensuring the openness of important digital services. Together with the DMA, in December 2020, the Commission also proposed the Digital Services Act to address the negative consequences arising from certain behaviors by online platforms acting as digital gatekeepers to the EU single market. The DMA, in force since November 22 and applied since May 23, aims to ensure contestable and fair markets in the digital sector. It regulates gatekeepers, large online platforms that provide an important gateway between business users and consumers, whose position can grant them the power to create a bottleneck in the digital economy. Companies providing at least one of the 10 core platform services enumerated in the DMA are presumed to be gatekeepers if they meet the criteria. And so this is a very important step in protecting consumers' rights more than everything. And if you want to know more, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.